Hello, this is Alec Kerr, the film critic for the Conway Daily Sun, and today I want to talk about X-Men Origins Wolverine. And it's a decent movie. I'm not going to say it's a bad movie, but it definitely is lacking a little bit. You should check it out if you're a fan of superhero comic book movies, but it's not up to the very high standards that Iron Man and The Dark Knight set last summer. And it's not even up to the standards of X-Men and X-Men 2. It is a step up from X-Men 3, which was a bit of a letdown, but this is just pretty much a standard big dumb action movie. There's some good acting here and some moments that hint at more of a intelligent emotional base, but the first two X-Men movies really had some strong character dynamics and some real emotion to them, and that doesn't quite come across in this new movie. It really is kind of just more about the action scenes, and unfortunately, I think the film is a little overstuffed. I think too many mutant characters were just thrown in there, and obviously the Wolverine origin story is going to have him interacting with other mutants, but I think there are just too many characters that have been thrown in here just to have another mutant in there. And somebody like Gambit, who's played here by Taylor Kitsch from Friday Night Lights. Gambit is one of the more popular X-Men characters. He hasn't appeared in the series yet, and I think that he's just kind of being thrown in here for a quick 15 to 20 minutes is going to let down fans. It's implied that he's going to appear in some other films. I mean, hopefully he will, because he is an interesting character, and he's played well here, although Taylor Kitsch's Cajun, Louisianan accent comes in and out, which is unfortunate. And the Deadpool character, I'm not really that familiar with the X-Men lore. I don't read the comic books, but I did some background reading, and the Deadpool character seemed like he was perfectly cast with Ryan Reynolds, because he's supposed to be this mercenary. He's always cracking one-liners and wisecracking, and that seems like, wow, Ryan Reynolds, that's perfect. And in the first 5 minutes of the movie, you get to see him in action, and it's just like, wow, it's great. And then he disappears, and he returns at the end of the film, and I think fans of the comic book are going to be really upset because they've combined him with the Weapon 11 character and drastically altered the character in a way that I think is just going to be insulting to fans of the comic book. Average viewers aren't going to really notice, and it doesn't really hurt the film per se, but again, I think it's going to upset the comic book fan base. And I think that's what was so great about something like Iron Man or The Dark Knight, was it was able to appease the comic book fan base, but at the same time appeal to a broader audience. And I think X-Men is not this X-Men movie, this Wolverine movie isn't really doing that. The movie does have some fantastic action sequences, don't get me wrong, and especially the Wolverine on a motorcycle versus a helicopter thing. That is fantastic. Definitely worth seeing just for that. I think what is the film's strongest point is the dynamic between Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, and Hugh Jackman's really grown into the role. He was always good, but he's definitely, this is his fourth time at it. He's really good at it. But anyway, Hugh Jackman's dynamic as Wolverine versus Leif Schreiber's Sabretooth. And kind of a departure from the actual Wolverine story origin from the comic books. They're half brothers, and again, obviously, you have to take some liberties and concessions when adapting something to a new medium, and I don't mind the brother plotline that they've come up with, because it's actually pretty interesting, has some nice dynamics to it, and Hugh Jackman and Leif Schreiber really play off each other well, and Leif Schreiber's given a really good performance here. Sinister, but also kind of darkly comic. Never really kind of seen this side of this actor. I've always been a fan of him as an actor, and he's very good here and believable in the action scenes. And I think that dynamic's really the heart of the film, and unfortunately, I think there's not enough of that here because you have all these other mutants coming into play. But it's definitely a decent summer movie. It's a worthy distraction, but it's just unfortunate that it's not quite on that higher level. It's just kind of on a kind of average level. Entertaining, but it could have been so much more. Anyway, this is Alec, and keep watching.